Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. This is the newspaper show and I'm Hina Gambhir. Let's get started with the headlines that we have for you as far as the Times of India this Saturday morning is concerned. And lots of interesting stories, just like every day, are lined up today as well. But something that we all need to be worried about is on the front page, and that is about India's corona count. It's rising sharply and it seems a lot of people have forgotten about it. And, now we need to really focus on coronavirus pandemic as well. And you need to take extreme precautions because our COVID cases are set to cross 3 million mark, and this is very, very significant. Almost on a daily basis, viewers, we are seeing close to 70,000 cases. Last million has come in just 16 days. So this month of August has seen perhaps the biggest spike. And what's also very important is that if you look at daily new cases in India versus other worst affected countries, which are actually US and Brazil, in India, the situation is slightly worse than even US and Brazil in terms of new cases coming on a daily basis. Of course, we have our positive ratios as well. For example, the recovery rate as well, which are looking pretty good. 68,000 plus infections on Friday. Active cases top 10 lakhs. So, we also need to be worried about the daily rise in cases. But at the same time, our recovery rate continues to give us a big hope. A lot of people have recovered as well. So this is India file that you can see. 29 lakhs 71,112 cases are there in total, and 22.2 lakh people have already recovered as well. So this number is very, very important and will needs some sort of an attention too. Rise in patients at LNJP, many from outside. In the past 2 weeks, there has been a rise in the number of COVID patients getting admitted at Lok Nayak Hospital, one of Delhi's main government-run facilities for the treatment of the infection. So this is something that we need to watch out for. And look at this picture. This is the COVID impact. Instead of shaking hands, now it is about namaste. To greet people. So there you can see Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Angela Merkel exchanging a namaste at the French president's holiday retreat that happened in southern France. Other world leaders like Israeli Prime Minister and US President Donald Trump have also used the Indian greeting by following social distancing norm. And this picture is there on the front page as well. COVID patients can vote in Bihar polls. In the first assembly polls and by polls to be held since the outbreak of COVID-19, the Election Commission has asked for gloves to be provided to every voter for signing the voter registration and pressing the EVM button. Interesting news there, issuing broad guidelines for the Bihar elections due in October and November and other by-elections. The EC on Friday has allowed public gatherings and rallies as well, subject to adherence of COVID-19 norms. This is what Bharti Jain has reported. Hospitals have reported fourfold rise in self-inflicted wounds. Hospitals are reporting cases of mostly youth slashing themselves with sharp objects. Possible reasons could be loss of job, financial stress, death of kin, and some domestic quarrels. Women are reporting injuries involving use of mixer and blender. So this is something slightly disturbing news that's also there on the front page. Don't wait for Kamath report to rejig loans. RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das has said that banks are expected to come up with board-approved restructuring plans for COVID-affected businesses by month end, and they need not wait for the KV Kamath committee report. The panel has been appointed by RBI, will come out with a report by September 6 and will only recommend financial parameters that banks must use for restructuring. This is what RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das has said in an interview. Rajiv Kumar, former finance secretary, has been named as the election commissioner, who retired as finance secretary earlier this year, was appointed election commissioner on Friday. 1984 IAS batch IAS officer from Jharkhand will be the CEC for the next general election in 2024, going by the seniority convention that is followed. 9 lost their lives in Telangana power plant inferno. Another tragic incident that has taken place in Hyderabad when the phone at Sundar Naik's house rang on Thursday night. His family could hear a choked voice on the other end. This may be the last time I'm speaking to you. This is what he said, and one of the 9 people, including a woman engineer who died in a fire that broke out in Srisailam Left Bank Hydel Power Station in Telangana. 8 others got injured in this accident. So that's another story. suicide that turned out to be a murder. Now, a suicide committed by a man in Rohini a couple of days ago turned out to be a murder when his wife and other two lovers were arrested by police. Mobile scheme to benefit 7 companies. The government is looking to expand the list of domestic manufacturers targeted for production-linked incentive scheme for mobile phones to 7 against the 5 that is now stipulated. Facebook has denied charges of political bias against its employees in India ahead of a crucial hearing before a parliamentary committee that's going to happen on 2nd of September. And metro station to have space for 3,000 cars along with a busy interchange metro station. Central Delhi's Nabi Karim will get ample parking space as well. And there are more stories that you can find on the front page only. Police can obtain CDRs of COVID patient. This is what Kerala High Court has said. PIL disposed of after cops promised privacy. Migrants power economy, but local quotas curb job mobility. Or as efforts are being made to bring millions of migrant workers back to factories that power our economy, the paradox of states is putting up policy pickets and trying to ring-fence job for locals is simultaneously playing out. So one nation, many barriers. That's another interesting analysis, that how various states are now asking for jobs for people who are from those particular states only. Haryana government to set a bag-free model for schools. Even as schools remain shut, plans are being made as to how to bring back normalcy in the schooling and the education sector once those start opening again. Haryana has brought weekend curbs as cases spike. With COVID-19 cases spiking in the state, the Haryana government has decided to enforce closure of establishments dealing in non-essential items on weekends. So that's another important story for those living in Haryana. Vietnam briefs India on China actions in SCS. Vietnam's ambassador to India has briefed Foreign Secretary about the situation in the South China Sea following Beijing's deployment of fighters and a bomber on the disputed Parcel Islands. Vietnam said it didn't violate its sovereignty but also jeopardize the situation in this area. Lastly, English gaining strength as linked language. This is what a study has revealed. Even as the national education policy is advocating a 3-language formula, recent research from the Indira Gandhi Institute of Development Research shows that though Hindi is a dominant language of India, English is a linked language that seems to be gaining strength. So that's about the Times of India this morning. Let's see what's there as far as the Navbharat Times this Saturday morning is concerned. और यहाँ पर भी जो पहली खबर है वो कोरोना वायरस से जुड़ी हुई है. यहाँ पर हेडलाइन है, कोरोना के कांटे चुभ रहे पर आगे बढ़ रहे हैं हम. नोएडा का सफर बिना रोक टोक, हरियाणा वीकेंड पर लॉक रहेगा. तो अभी जिस तरह से वापस से स्टेट्स ने लॉकडाउन लगाने शुरू कर दिए हैं, वही पहली और बहुत ही अहम खबर है जो फ्रंट पेज पे है. इसके अलावा दिल्ली के फैक्ट्री मालिकों को रेंट बकाये में आधी छूट, ब्याज में भी राहत. तो दिल्ली वालों के लिए कुछ खबर आई है. यूपी में 1 नवंबर से घटने लगेगा कोरोना, ऐसा एक रिपोर्ट ने दर्शाया है. ज्यादातर राज्यों में सुधर रहे हैं हालात. 2.5% देश में कोरोना के मरीजों के बढ़ने की रफ्तार. 3% जो हैं 3% से कम ग्रोथ रेट दिल्ली, महाराष्ट्र जैसे कई राज्यों में. 10% से ज़्यादा ग्रोथ रेट दिख रही है आंध्र, ओडिशा. तो अभी जो पहले महाराष्ट्र, तमिलनाडु, दिल्ली, इन सब के इलाकों में बहुत ज़्यादा हालत ख़राब थी, वहाँ पर चीज़ें बेहतर होती हुई नज़र आ रही है. लेकिन अब कुछ नए हॉटस्पॉट्स निकल के आ रहे हैं, जैसे कि आंध्र प्रदेश है, उड़ीसा है, हरियाणा है, जिसकी वजह से अब बहुत ही फोकस स्ट्रैटेजी की ज़रूरत है, एक्सपर्ट्स का ऐसा मानना है. और टाइम्स की जो इंडिया आउटब्रेक रिपोर्ट है उसका ये कहना है कि अगले 10 दिन के अंदर जो कोरोना वायरस का पीक है वो आ जाएगा और उसके बाद दिसंबर में आप उम्मीद कर सकते हैं कि ग्राफ नीचे जाता हुआ नजर आएगा. देश में कुल मामले 29 लाख के पार पहुंच गए हैं और जिस तरह से बढ़ रहे हैं तो आज 30 लाख के करीब पहुंचने की उम्मीद है. और इसके अलावा तय समय पर ही होगी नीट और जेईई की परीक्षा, ऐसा फाइनल डिसीजन ले लिया गया है. छात्र चाहे 2 महीने आगे बढ़ जाए डेट. छात्र कई जगह पर प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे थे कि अभी समय सही नहीं है एग्ज़ाम के लिए जेईई और नीट का, लेकिन अभी क्लैरिटी मिल गई है. जब प्लान किया गया है तभी एग्ज़ाम्स होंगे. इसके अलावा तेलंगाना के पावर प्लांट में आग, टनल में 9 शव मिले, इनमें 4 इंजीनियर भी थे. मुंबई में खुलेंगे 3 जैन मंदिर. प्रधानमंत्री ने कहा है कि संन्यास के लिहाज से रहना युवा. और उसके अलावा डोकलाम के पास दीवार बना रहा है चीन. और साथ ही ये भी लिखा है कि वैध पीयूसी पर ही गाड़ी का बीमा जो है वो होगा रिन्यू. बीमा की जो कंपनी है IRDAI ने सभी इंश्योरेंस कंपनियों को अपनी एक एडवाइजरी जारी की है कि उन्हें वाहन बीमा का नवीनीकरण करें जिनके पास वैध PUC यानी कि पोल्यूशन अंडर कंट्रोल का सर्टिफिकेट है. So this is about the latest as far as the Navbharat Times this morning is concerned. Let's see what's making headlines in the pink paper this morning, the Economic Times. And here the big story that's there on the front page is about the telecom sector. Spectrum users will have to pay AGR dues of ailing telecoms, and this is what the Supreme Court has said. Under scanner, Apex Court has asked DOT to provide info on airwaves usage of bankrupt companies, dues and payment details before and after trading sharing. Jio and Airtel say no demand is there against them. Then Arcom RP faces DOT criticism. DOT has slammed resolution professional Deloitte's handling of Arcom insolvency case, alleging that has not been sought for the sale or transfer of the telco's spectrum. Then DOT leaves it to Supreme Court now to decide whether Jio is liable to clear Arcom's AGR dues or not. So that's going to be another battle now. German company may get to operate 3 Adani airports. Adani is in talks with at least 40 other companies across the world for vendor contracts. Have made progress in tackling hate speech, need to do more. This is what FB India, Facebook India MD has said in a statement yesterday. Future of Binani, Reliance Industries stocks may rest on 100 crore interest payout. Missed payment could mean rating agencies downgrading the company to a default category. Then RBI has bought $12.8 billion of US Treasury papers in the month of June. India's COVID cases may plateau by mid-September, and pre-packaged resolution under IBC on cards. So that's about the Economic Times this morning. And lastly, IT department to map digital profile of taxpayers under the faceless scheme. The Income Tax Department will be mapping the digital behavior of taxpayers to create digital profiles under faceless assessment. This is what a senior income tax official has said. All right, so that's about the Economic Times this morning. Let's be more city specific and talk about the national capital. My colleague Kangana joining us this morning on the broadcast. Kangana, good morning. So what's making headlines this Saturday morning as far as the Delhi edition of the Times of India is concerned?
Good morning to you and to our viewers, Hina. For the Delhi edition today, we have a good news that finally the hotels have got a green signal from the Delhi government and from the DDMA. And weekly markets will also be operational from Monday onwards. That's the good news that is coming in the Delhi edition, that hotels and weekly markets will be allowed to function finally. Remember last month when the Delhi government had passed an order to open both of them, including gyms. The Lieutenant Governor, who is the chairperson of the DDMA, had put a stay on it, saying that this is not the right time to do it. And finally, the DDMA chairperson, Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal, has given permission that hotels and weekly markets will be operational from Monday onwards. Apart from that, gyms will not be functional in Delhi at this point of time. But whereas the hotels and weekly markets are concerned, everything will have to go digitally. For example, if a person checks into a hotel or checkouts and payment will have to go digitally through QR codes, and basic SOPs will have to be followed on preventive measures as issued by both state and central government.
All right, Kangana, appreciate you joining us this morning with all of those details. Let's now move on and see what's there as far as the Mumbai edition of the Times of India is concerned. On the front page, the state tally as far as coronavirus is concerned, that has crossed 6.5 lakh mark. Apart from this, e-vehicle sales in Mumbai city have risen by 1,360% in 3 years, most for bikes. Vajula, my colleague, is joining us this morning. Vajula, good morning. Ganeshotsav celebrations remain muted, but devotees show much fervor. Tell us, how is the mood like in Mumbai this morning?
Well, good morning to everybody. Ganesh Utsav, as we know, is like a big affair in Mumbai, but this time around it's going to be a very somber affair because of the COVID-19 threat that we all have. Most of the festival in the city have always been somber during this time, as we know, be it Eid or be it Diwali, and it's going to be the same with Ganesh Utsav. Most of the people who have been putting pandals have also asked people to have online darshan this time around, and as we also know, the Lal Bagh Ka Raja, which is the most famous Ganesh Utsav celebration in Mumbai, will also not see its and not see idols over there at this point of time because of the entire COVID-19 scare. And the government have also asked people to make sure that they do it at their home itself and not have a big affair that we see every year around. So this time Mumbai will not see the same fervor that it sees during Ganeshotsav. It's going to be very quiet, it's going to be indoors, it's going to be very safe this time around. Most of the people have been asked to make sure that they do it online so that it does not it does not spread the disease also, and places where there is a facility for them to
Right.
have the celebrations there, they've asked them to have markings for 1 arm distance. So all these precautions will be taken this time around for Ganeshotsav, as it's going to be very somber.
All right, Vajula, appreciate you joining us with all of those details. And a couple of more interesting stories here. Ulhasnagar's recovery rate is best in India. Delhi comes at number 2. So there are some green shoots or positive news as well that we are getting as far as India's fight against coronavirus is concerned. And it's important to highlight those two. However, in highest single day COVID fatalities in police force, state of Maharashtra has lost 7 cops, and this is definitely becoming a big cause of concern repeatedly in Maharashtra. Let's now move on and see what's there as far as the Bengaluru edition of the Times of India this morning is concerned. 10% jump in CET students making the cut for engineering. That's on the front page. And mask rule violators taken for COVID test. So it is very, very crucial for people there to wear masks, and if they are not adhering to this particular directive, then some of them, we are being told, were taken for COVID test immediately. Bengaluru reports more cases in August than Mumbai and Chennai. Deepak Bopanna, my colleague, is now joining us on the broadcast this morning. Deepak, good morning. Kin of doctors who died on COVID duty are still waiting for compensation. Give us more details.
Well, the process that's to be followed, Hina, is the cause of concern, definitely, in terms of any compensation that has been assured by the government. We've had, people protest that even the 5,000 rupees, the compensation that was announced for auto drivers, taxi drivers, for, barbers, for washermen in, Karnataka, that too hasn't reached several people. Here you're talking about compensation to the frontline COVID warriors. They were assured that they would be given 30 lakhs in some special cases, even 50 lakhs to the family, and several of them not getting it. Just goes on to show that the government needs to really step up when you're looking at frontline warriors, especially who died while fighting the pandemic, trying to save other lives and risk their own. The government probably should speed up the entire process, ensure that at least the compensation, which will not bring back the person from the dead, but at least some sort of help to the families is given at the earliest.
Right, Deepak, appreciate you joining us with all of those details. Let's now move on and see what's there as far as the Chennai edition of the Times of India this morning is concerned. Here, an important story is that individuals in Tamil Nadu can install and immerse idols. This is what Madras High Court has said. So this is an important update. COVID flip-flop, chappal sales up, formals down. In fact, that's also there on the front page this morning. And Shabir, my colleague, is now joining us on the broadcast. Shabir, good morning. Another important story is that Hindi-Tamil tug-of-war at Ayush program is underway. Give us more details.
Well, that's right. The Ayush Ministry had organized a national level virtual training session for alternate medicine, particularly for naturotherapy and, alternate medicine practitioners who are working under the Tamil Nadu government and different parts of the country. It's a national training program that was conducted by the Ayush Ministry, in which doctors who participated from Tamil Nadu had raised an issue saying that they couldn't understand because the entire program was in Hindi, and it was for them it was like Greek and Latin. They couldn't understand anything. And similarly, the same views were echoed by practitioners from Karnataka, Telangana, Kerala, but it was largely ignored by the Ayush Ministry health officials. And on the last day of the session, the secretary was addressing the session when the issue was raised, asking the secretary to speak in Hindi. He said that those who can't understand Hindi can leave the program. So that has triggered a language row, and now doctors are demanding an apology. They say that they were treated very badly by the Ayush Ministry officials.
All right. Thank you very much, Shabir, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. Let's now move on and see what's there as far as the Kolkata edition of the Times of India this morning is concerned. Migrants are an important concern there as well, as they are powering economy, but local quotas curb job mobility. That's also there on the front page. Some clubs in Kolkata are ready. Others vary about proposed license to drink. That's another story. Lingering after effects plague patients weeks after recovery. DU entrance test expected from September 6th. And ACP loses fight against coronavirus. COVID has claimed 9th Kolkata cop. And lastly, KMC medical officer has also died in the line of duty. So that's about the Kolkata edition. Couple of more interesting stories that we have for you from around the country. This one is important. A 6th MP minister has also tested COVID positive. Madhya Pradesh Public Works Department Minister Gopal Bhargav has also tested positive for coronavirus. Nagaland has asked Supreme Court to divest Lokayukta of all powers. State is frustrated by arbitrary personal demands that are repeatedly being made. In Sushant Singh Rajput's case, yesterday CBI, examined a few witnesses. And some people, and at the same time AIMS is going to examine the autopsy report, all the details that were handed over from Mumbai police to CBI. So the autopsy report will be examined by AIMS board. That's an important update here. Pinarayi government has moved Kerala High Court to stay transfer of Thiruvananthapuram airport to Adani, and Supreme Court has junked infructuous plea for inquiry into ex-CGI Gogoi's conduct as a judge. So that's about a few more stories that we have for you from different parts of the country. Let's now move on and see what's there as far as the news from around the world is concerned. In Times Global, Joe Biden vows to lead America from Trump's season of darkness to light. US President hits back, says there will only be mayhem if he loses. Then Joe's quest for Biden from Bombay is still on. In fact, when Joe Biden was elected as one of the youngest US senators in 1972, one of the first letters that he received was from Mumbai, with the sender having the same name as is his. The Biden from Mumbai, then known as Bombay, had congratulated Biden and told him that they were related to each other. Biden that time was 29 years old and wanted to follow up on the letter and get in touch. But his active life in politics meant that his wish remained a wish, something he still wants to fulfill 5 decades later. 77-year-old, however, never misses a chance to narrate the story when he meets Indian Americans or Indians. And that's an important story. Kamala's story is the American story. This is what Joe Biden has said. Russia vaccine plan leads to virus mutation concern. And apart from this, Beijing has become mask-free once again. Let me now go across to my colleague Kangana, who is joining us on the broadcast this morning for the latest from the world of sports. Kangana, good morning. What is it that you have for us this Saturday morning?
Well, Hina, what we can for our viewers is that 5 Khel Ratna awardees have been confirmed, officially released by the Sports Ministry, which include Manika Batra from table tennis, Rani Rampal for hockey, Rohit Sharma for cricket, Mariyappan Thengavelu for Paralympics, and Vinesh Fogart for wrestling. This is the first time ever that 5 Khel Ratnas have been awarded, and interestingly, in a non-Olympic year, the highest Khel Ratnas have been 4 when they were handed out in Rio 2016, after India had won the medals and had some very, very good performances. And apart from 7 are also given out this year, which again the highest number of awards in any awards. The highest has been between 20, and that is for the championship for 14.
All right. Thank you very much, Kangana. Karishma, I beg your pardon for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. Let's now move on. And there is a very interesting article, in fact, that you can read this weekend. And this is about the upcoming US elections by Andrew Hammond, who is a writer and an associate at LSE Ideas at the London School of Economics. And he says why Kamala Harris's chances of becoming America's first female president are quite bright. California Senator Kamala Harris gave a powerful acceptance speech on Wednesday at the Democratic Convention mention, while her selection has been widely framed in terms of her being the first biracial vice presidential pick in the US history, she also stands a good shot of becoming the first female US president as well. This is what Andrew feels. Now, why? A key reason why Joe Biden's decision to select her may become one of the most consequential choices of running mate in decades is partly because he will be the oldest person to assume office in January at 78. If he triumphs over Donald Trump, then she could easily be the next but one holder of the top office in two scenarios. So that's his analysis that you can also read this weekend. And with this, it's a wrap. Thank you very much for staying with us here on the Newspaper Show.